Wonderful. Well, I've got a question. In the book, there's 9 roles for the overall 3 dimensions, 3 filters.
Yes, there are.
And so each dimension, does that represent like a personality type? Because I know there's the life perspective inventory quiz that, you know, you encourage people to take. So once you have an answer based upon that dimension, that can tell you where you fit as far as into those different filters?
Wow. First, I'm impressed you read the book, Laurel. I don't know how many interviewers really take the time to look and try to understand. And I kind of sort of forgot about that part of the book because I stay with the 3 because it's easier to talk about 3. But Nelson did look at it and say, okay, can you be different at work than you are at home? Are you different with your friends than when you're together? Do you change? And he said, absolutely. So he said, okay, how are you by yourself? How are you at work? And that's where the dimensions come from. And he discovered, because he's done 50,000 of these online inventories, people are all over the map in those different dimensions. So to say I'm a people person really isn't accurate. Maybe I am at home, but when I go to work, I put on the engineer or the accounting hat and don't. So Nelson thought, well, let's look at these dimensions and how do we meet other people's needs? Because his end point is always meeting other people's needs. And he discovered at work, the people really want to be involved in things. They don't want to be left out of a meeting because it's really, really important to them to know what's going on. On the other hand, the dimension of the quality security people, the last thing they want to do is go to a meeting and waste time. Instead, they want to get it over with and be very accurate. So what he wrote in the book then was that when you have a meeting, you have a problem because you have the people wanting to participate and they never want to make a decision because they like to talk. You have the quality people wanting to analyze, never wanting to make a decision. And then you have the future filter that want to go, and they just want to go and do something, even if it's wrong. And there's tremendous conflict in a business situation with his dimensions. And what he really says then is try to accommodate all 3 all the time. So you ought to have a little fun in a meeting. The sourpusses, they can have some fun, bring some food, and they'll enjoy that. And you got to let people out. You know, if you get analysis paralysis that's going on for 3 or 4 hours, you got to let people out. Take a break, and they want to go somewhere. And that's really what those dimensions are about, is meeting needs. And often, if you take a break, shift in personality, go out to eat, and the person who was one way becomes another way. And Nelson felt change the environment, and people change, and more gets done. If you just stay locked up all day in a room, people stay the same, and not much really gets done.
Very true. It's almost like you have to be a chameleon. You need to know how to shift colors, shift changes based on your environment.
Yeah, that's what really colorful leadership is all about.
Very good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd want to add as far as the different filters for the audience, or any other stories that you think would be helpful and people learn more about your book?
Yes, I would like to comment that for people like me, I have a very strong future filter. I love innovation, and I love knowing what could happen. So consequently, I offend people who don't like that innovation. You know, and I have discovered that I can be very offensive. And so I want other people to appreciate people like me. The person who has this wild idea that won't ever work, sometimes the future innovation that everybody adopts, and we see that all the time. So value people who are different. And what I've learned for myself is to value the people who want to take me back down to reality. I've had to learn to value good project management, even though I don't like it, because I want to be free to go. So what I want to say as a parting part is you've got to value other people and other people's feelings.
So being 3 filter compliant is definitely very essential in order for this to have a win-win outcome on all levels, all situations.
Right.
Great. Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us. If you just heard from Steve Wille, author of Colorful Leadership. If you have any questions or comments, Steve welcomes you to post them on his website at www.colorfulleadership.net. Thanks for watching CCTV 54 Colorado Leadership Forum. I'm Laurel Patterson, and have a great night.